Are you a new wholesaler, just beginning, a struggling wholesaler or cash buyer, and you're looking for better ways to close more deals? You're in the right place. Each week, I pick a random house off the internet and analyze it for a cash deal and a creative deal. Whether you're starting out or seasoned, this podcast is designed to give you specific tools that you can implement right away. Welcome to the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy, second generation realtor and investor with 19 years in the business. My goal is simple to help beginners and struggling investors close their first deal or their next deal using simple, low, no cost tools to analyze properties and make a strong offer. This is the weekly deal analysis. Let's get into the show. This week's episode, we are diving into Sylvania, Ohio, 3010 Elmwood Drive. If you're not familiar with the area, it's just outside Toledo. So this house here is asking $225,000. They just had a price cut of $5,000. It's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 16 square foot. Let's analyze this thing and see if we can't make a deal happen. Looks pretty good on the outside, decent yard, nice garage, fresh carpet. Walls look clean. So we got baseboard heat, and I can barely see it in the corner here. That looks like hot water baseboard, not electric. And here's the wall unit for the AC. Interesting dual vanity layout here in the bathroom. Pretty tile in the tub. I'd almost be willing to bet that this is a flip. They still got a lot of old stuff in here, like these doors. I had to probably change those out. Built-ins into the wall, into the dead space. I like that. I'm not a huge fan of this color. What are your thoughts on that? Good kitchen space. Oh, fridge would go here, stove here. There is no microwave. Dishwasher's already in. Got some LVP flooring. The garage here, and this looks like just a big pad, I guess. Yeah, that's definitely just a big pad. All right, what else we got here? How long has this sucker been on the market? 57 days. Not a tremendous amount of time, but overall still higher than the average. Built in the 50s, or built in 50, just shy of a half acre. Zillow's saying it's 220. Home is a 10. Let's see what the agent's saying. 3-1. Fresh paint, new floors, new carpet in the living room, lots of natural light, heating kitchen. Yeah, there we go. 24 by 36 concrete slab waiting for you to add a pole barn. So plenty of space to add something. For me personally, I don't want a tenant to have that much space, and this is an investor show, so we're looking at investment properties. And they're saying rent is 1546. Sold in 24, so about a year ago for $85,000. Goodness. Wow. And they tried to sell it for 200. I don't understand this. And now they started at 230 and now they're down to 225 in less than a month. So that right there shows me motivation. Taxes seem pretty high for something like that. Could just be the area. I don't know. What do we have going on here in the area? We got some competition for sale, a 190, 160, 260, 200, 220. And clearly, this is not worth what they're asking for it. And kind of based on some of this, I'm going to say our ARV or after repair value is probably no more than about 180. I don't know. That's about all I'm coming up with is 180 because it's already renovated. I don't necessarily like all the renovations, but all right. So we're going to go with our ARV or after repair value at $180,000. Now that we have broken this stuff down, now we're going to jump over to the InvestNest, which is how I analyze my cash deals. I need a favor. If you're getting value from this, would you hit that like button for me? It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate you for it. Now, back to the video. I have it pulled up here on the InvestNest, and super user friendly, super user friendly site. And I'll show you some of the highlights on it. If you're interested in something like this, my link will be below. That'll get you 50% off of your first month, and you get 1 week for free, bringing the total down to, I think, $7 or $8 for the first month. It's a great thing to try out. The InvestNest is saying it's worth 220, and the average rents is just over 1,000. Another great thing about this, I can skip trace them straight in here, and the InvestNest doesn't charge extra for it. Super awesome site. Details, see if we can get a better idea here. Ooh, reverse mortgage in 2014. Looks like this was a cash purchase. They're saying no mortgage. So yeah, no, they really bought this thing for $85,000. Good for them. Location. All right, let's analyze this thing. So we're going to call this just the property address. And we set our purchase price. Now seeing the InvestNest versus Zillow, I still think it's high. So we're going to go with the ARV of 200,000. You remember what ARV was? After repair value. 200,000. And on a cash price, I'm going to offer 70% of ARV minus repairs. There's really not a lot of repairs in here, but there are some things that I would like to change. So we're going to factor that in also. Pull up my calculator here. So 200,000 times 70% is 140,000. And I would probably spend 10,000 in renovations. So we're going to offer them on a cash price $130,000. We're going to be paying both sides of the closing costs, so 4% there. Our hard money or DSCR lender is going to charge us 2 points to acquire that loan. And I want to factor the renovation costs into my loan. I want a 30-year term, and I want to push it, or excuse me, I want a 30-year term, and I only want my down payment to be 20%. Interest rates for investors right now, it's pretty fair, around 7%. It's probably a little lower than that, but we're going to factor our numbers high just to be on the safe side. All right, so the InvestNest is saying 1040 for rent. And Zillow was telling us it was 1546. And if you follow the show at all, you know where I'm going next. We're going to check out HUD or Section 8 to see what they would pay. This is the HUD website that will tell you what HUD or Section 8 is willing to pay for your property based on the bedroom count. Very simple, very user-friendly, and I'll drop the link for this site down below as well. So for a 3-bedroom, they're saying they would pay up to $1,371. I always knock $100 or $200 off of that. So we're going to call this $1,100. Does that sound fair? Our rent is going to be $1,100. Property taxes, this is saying almost double what Zillow was saying. It's per year. $8,000 in taxes a year. Zillow is saying that we're at 3,500 from '04. When was this updated? Not telling me that. I don't see how that's, we're going to split the middle on that. 35, 36. We're going to call it, let's go with 4,000. That seems to be roughly in the middle. And for insurance, I factor in $125 a month. Our management fee is going to be $10 a month. Our tenant is going to be handling all of our utilities. So we're not going to factor that in. Our reserve fund or war chest, 5% for maintenance, repairs, 5% for vacancy, and 5% for capital expenditures. That's something like a roof and HVAC, kind of the big ticket stuff. But 15% off the top every single month is going into that war chest because with investing, it's never a matter of if there's going to be a problem, it's when there's going to be a problem. Appreciation rate on the property is going to be 2%. We'll keep that conservative. Interest rate, not interest rate, rent increase rate, I like to keep around 2.5%. That way you can kind of hedge inflation. And we'll plan on holding this for 10 years. And when we do sell it, we are real estate investors. We don't pay full commissions. All right, you ready to see what these numbers spit out? Are you getting value out of this? If you would, hit that like button for me. Now, let's get back to the video. Ouch. Negative $340 a month. That's crazy. Did I do something wrong, or is that just how it works? So for $35,500, you can lose almost $400 a month. That is crazy. And that's offering 130,000 at 7%. Goodness. So yeah, this is a horrible cash deal. Negative 13%. Yeah, this is just losing money left and right. One cool thing that the InvestNest does do is they break all of these numbers out so you know where all your funds are going. And even if you didn't keep a war chest, you're still losing money. Even just to break even, you're having to hold this thing for about 21 years. That's bad math. Now we're going to jump over and do my favorite part, the creative analysis. This is my creative calculator. You can download it off of my website, christhompsonteam.com. The link will be below. It's a free download. Use it. Enjoy it. Now we're saying our ARV is 200,000. And creative offers, we're always going to get a lot closer to that. So I think we're going to go with that 180. And we're going to offer them 4% interest. Now, to figure out our PITI, or principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, we're going to jump over to bank rate. We're on bank rate, and I'll show you how simple this thing is to use. Very simple, just bankrate.com, but I'll have a link below as well. So we're saying our purchase price is going to be 180,000. I never like to put more than 5% down. 30-year term, we said we're going to offer them 4% interest. Our zip code is 43560. And now our taxes and insurance. So our property taxes are going to be $334 a month. 334. And homeowners, we're going to factor 125. Ouch. $1,275 is our PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So all in, our payment is going to be $1,275. Let's jump back over here, plug this in. And our potential rents, we said we're only $1,100. So yeah, this isn't a good deal either way. Any way you split it, those property taxes are through the roof. Yeah, just bad overall, but we'll finish this out. So our cash to the seller was going to be $9,000. And agent commission, We'll throw them. If they were getting their full commission, they would be at 36. So let's try 3,500. Our rental costs, we said we're going to be about 10,000. And our holding cost is, goodness. Yeah, this is just a total loss. Let's just play with some numbers just for fun. Um, so let's factor our sale price at, let's try 150. Same 5% down. All the rest is the same. 1,000. So that gets us a little bit better, but not really. So that would change this number to 7,500, this to 150. And our PITI, I think, was right at 1,000, right? Yeah, 1,000 even. Oh, still losing $175 a month.
Hey, real quick, can you hit that like button for me? I appreciate you. Thanks.
Some properties just are not good investment properties. So we analyzed for a cash deal, and you're losing a whole bunch of money there. We ran two different scenarios at two different prices creatively, and we still couldn't even make that math work. So this one, not a deal. But I do appreciate you tuning in. And if you got some value out of this, please hit that like button for me. But I would love to know, what are your thoughts? Are my taxes way off? What's the property condition, in your opinion, for 3010 Elmwood Drive in Sylvania, Ohio, 43560? That's going to do it here for us this week in the Corner Barn on the Weekly Deal Analysis. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. We'll see you next week.